Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Well, hello again, everybody. Welcome to Teach Me Tech, the show where we take a look at new and sometimes complex ideas and tools online. We break them down and show you how you can use them step by step so that you can implement them into your business right now. That sentence was much longer than I expected it would be. My name is Pete Kvist. This is Dr. Anthony Fernando. How are you, sir?
Good, thanks, Pete.
And joining us today, Anthony is going to show us all through a very, very cool tool indeed, which is called Content Samurai. So today's episode, how to get started with Content Samurai. And you might recognize Dr. Anthony Fernando from such episodes as How to Get Started and How to Get More Out of Market Samurai. So this has come out of the same dojo, hasn't it?
That's exactly right. Same team behind it.
Beautiful. So for those of you that saw the Market Samurai episode, you'd know there was a bit of a love-in between me and Market Samurai. I have a bit of a tech crush on it. Content Samurai, I'm really excited about this episode because this isn't something that I've actually used. I've seen the demonstrations, but I haven't actually used the product. So we could have sent me out to learn how to use it and break it down as we normally do, or we could just bring in one of the guys that helped create it. Fair plan?
Yep, sounds good.
Checks in the mail. All right. What are we going to cover today? Oh, hang on, two quick things. I should know this by now. I've done the episodes long enough. First of all, make sure you put on a green t-shirt and some glasses. Put your right hand on your chin and get your IMAX, folks, because we want you to follow along at home. These sessions are highly practical, so you can actually follow the steps that we do. The other thing is ask and share. Get involved in the conversation online. Use that hashtag #TeachMeTech, and you can use it on your favorite social platform. Heck, even if you're on Google+, you can use the hashtag #TeachMeTech with the other two people on there, and they will be more than happy to get involved in that conversation. Anthony and myself will also check social media every now and then and see what's going on, and maybe we can get involved in that conversation too. So, what are we going to cover today? What is Content Samurai and why you should consider it for your business? Why is video the most engaging content you can create for your audience? I've kind of given something away. Why do I always give something away in these slides? I tell you, got to check that. The greatest untapped traffic secret you can take advantage of right now. I'm very excited about that. Why most business owners struggle to create content and how you can break the mold. And finally, the fastest way to create super engaging, high quality content. Who would like to do that? Put your hands up now. There's lots of people with their hands up. Can you see them?
Great, sounds good.
I feel like the kids show I watched as a child, Romper Room it is in Australia, and it's like, oh, I can see Anthony out there, and there's Peter and Ali, and oh, there's Jotham I can see too. Anyway, let's get started. Why do I waste time? I don't know. What is Content Samurai and why you should consider it for your business? Dr. Anthony Fernando, what is Content Samurai, first of all?
Well, we think of Content Samurai as the fastest and easiest way to create high-quality video content.
That is the best elevator pitch I've heard in a long time. Is that actually an official kind of script that you guys have, or is that just something that you made up on the spot?
I actually just made that up.
That's pretty good. Can you say it again?
I don't know if I can. It's the fastest and easiest way to create high-quality content, high-quality video content. I think that's what I said.
Awesome. And we love talking about video stuff on Teach Me Tech. There's another episode we did a while ago with regards to the YouTube video editor, which is a very basic video editor. And of course, you know, we've got upcoming episodes planned with regards to, you know, Premiere Pro and Final Cut and iMovie and things like that. How is this different to, say, Premiere Pro or an iMovie or something that people use at home now?
Probably the biggest distinction is the ease of use. That's what people really love about Content Samurai, is just how easy it is to use. So the tools you mentioned, Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, they're very complicated. You almost have to study them, learn how how to use them. Whereas Content Samurai, you can come straight in, create a video. So it's almost for people who have zero technical experience and just want to focus on the content rather than becoming a video editor.
Awesome. It's a great place to be. Okay, let's be open and honest from the get-go. I always talk about the tools that we use here with regards to, a lot of them will have a free trial or some sort of free portion. Let's be open and honest, Content Samurai, there is no free trial. It is just something whether or not people need to decide. You need to decide, is this something I need to use in my business? So this episode's going to be great for people to figure out, is this something that can add value to my business? What is the retail cost of this?
It's $97 a month at the moment, and we will be looking to implement a free trial. Excuse me, Pete. So we will be looking at doing a free trial at some point, but at the moment it's a relatively new product, so we've kicked it off. And at the moment, it's $97 a month.
Okay, so we're going to give you our best interpretation of it here on this episode, and we'll do a further episode on getting more out of Content Samurai. And if you're not working along with us at home, you might kind of use this as your opportunity as an evaluation for the product. You need to figure out, am I going to get, and this is with anything, not just this product, am I going to get a return on investment from this product? And if the answer is no, if it's just going to sit on the shelf, well, then this isn't for you. You might have a bit of fun with us today, but here's the catch. I think there is going to be value in these episodes whether or not you use Content Samurai, because we're going to cover a lot of the video basics as well, aren't we?
Mm-hmm, that's right.
And there's a lot of fantastic things built into Content Samurai which you can actually take and use elsewhere. So I'm going to pass you over the control because I know that you kind of need that from this point. I just needed to get my bit out of the way at first. So,
all right, let's kick off then.
Why is video the most engaging content you can create for your audience? It's a good
Well, I think
question.
everyone kind of knows that video is where it's at the moment, Pete. It's hot, everyone's talking about it, but I know you're a numbers man and that you love your numbers, you love your stats. So I made sure that I brought along some stats
Excellent.
and some numbers for you to check out. So James McCovey, who's got a PhD and works with Forrester Research, actually did some research that showed that 1.8 million words would be required to convey the same amount of emotional and content as 1 minute of video. So in terms of if you were to try and describe everything there was to say about 1 minute of video, it'd take 1.8 million words.
And my wife attempts to do that every single day.
And the reason that it's so difficult is because when we're on camera, so we're creating video right now, and the people who are watching, they can see us, they can see our facial expressions, they can see us laugh, they can hear us, so they can hear our intonation. If you were trying to describe all that subtlety in words, it would take a lot of words to describe it. So video is just a very effective way to convey information.
Oh yeah, and obviously we're huge fans of it. Business Blueprint, the world's first 24-hour small business channel. We're creating content, all video content, because it's also a great way to learn.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
if we think about, we always talk about who is your ideal customer for business. That's the core of why you're in business. You need to understand that. You need to look at it from their perspective. And it's kind of easy because for people watching, well, clearly you're watching this for some reason to get something out of it. Maybe it's just entertainment, but I like to call it edutainment. Is that an official word or did I just make it up?
I think it's an official word.
Okay, let's go with an official word, but I like it. So edutainment, so you're watching this to actually learn something and get something out of it. So if you're watching this going, I want to learn something, then so are your customers when they're thinking about your brand or your product.
Exactly. So it's very effective, but more so than that, in Facebook's, for example, video content is shared twice as much.
I love this. This is fascinating.
Twice as much as written content or even image content. So when people are sharing stuff on Facebook, there's definitely people are leaning towards video more and more.
That's fascinating, isn't it? I mean, you think about how a news feed changes, and from the time that we record this to the time it goes to air to the time that you might be watching it in the future, this could change again, but this is certainly the way that the trend is happening. And what is important to note here is if you're in business and one of your primary ways of speaking with your customers is through Facebook and you're not using video to convey a message, what shares are you missing out on?
Exactly. You'll never know until you get in.
Okay.
All right. Another interesting stat was that YouTube now reaches more US adults in the 18 to 35 bracket than any cable network, and that's growing. So in terms of that demographic, if you're trying to target that demographic at all, you've got to be in the video game.
This stuff is extraordinary, and that is stretching outside that age bracket as well. I know for me personally, 18 to 35, yes, I fit in that age bracket. I know for me, YouTube is my go-to. When I go home, YouTube app on the television, I very rarely watch any other.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.